Hello and welcome back to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is Devin Grubb.
And Zach Grubb.
And this is episode 5. We're going to be talking about episode 5 of Stranger Things, the Flea and the Acrobat.
I feel like all of our episodes until we get to season 2 are going to be like, this is episode 6 of the podcast where we talk about episode 6.
Well, what else am I supposed to say?
I know. But when we get to season 2, we'll have 2 different numbers. It'll sound so much more professional.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so this is what episode starts off with: Hop being Hop and just kicking ass and taking names.
My first note: Special Agent Hopper into the lab. So the very first thing that I thought when this started happening was I think back when we first watched it, he just walks into a hazmat area without like a second thought. And I was like, wow, that's incredibly stupid. Is this just to show off how badass he is? No. In season 4, we find out like what he went through in the war.
In the war, he's already been exposed to like
he's been exposed to Agent Orange
and radiation and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and it's like messed him up. Yeah, so that scene is much more in character and makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because no, he wouldn't give a crap. He would just walk right in.
He would just walk right in.
So, starting the episode by complimenting the Duffers for bringing that little bit of writing around to make that scene in season 1 make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I got. It's just
really?
I said goes into a restricted area, punching guys, being Hop.
Oh yeah,
Hop
fantastic.
Being Hop.
always the lie first. And then when the very obvious lie doesn't pan out for him, all right, I'm going to knock this guy out.
Yep. Beat the crap out of you and still do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think that's why we love Hop.
That is why we love Hop. That's what it's all about. Well, after that, I have that he found Eleven's room.
Yeah.
I really did forget about how closely these two were tied from the very beginning.
They really are. It's like they were definitely planned out from the get-go to, like, have a father-daughter relationship.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know?
And like he's so sure. He's like, "Oh, I think I found Will's room."
Yeah, he thinks it's Will.
Nah, bud, that's your daughter.
You just don't know it yet. I just want to mention something about Joyce because that's the next note that I have. I really wish more people would listen to her and not dismiss her as being crazy. I understand the situation calls for you're crazy, but like I don't know, again, like I'm thinking about it from like a mother's perspective now, and I wasn't before, so now I feel like I'm looking at it like, no, I would be doing the same kind of thing if my kid was missing. Like I would be going through to the ends of the earth to try to find what was going on.
Yeah, especially when so much fishy stuff happens around it.
Yeah.
So my next note is about, I think it was the next scene, where 11 actually calls the Upside Down for the first time.
Yeah, we're back with the, when I dubbed them the Fantastic Four.
Yes. Did we talk about that in the last episode?
Yeah, I think I said it. I
Okay.
called them the Fantastic Four. For those of you who don't know, the Fantastic Four is Mike, 11, Dustin, and Lucas. I just want them to do things together all the time.
Yes.
But yeah, it's when 11 calls the Upside Down. And
yeah, Mike understands her immediately. Like, yeah. he understands what she's trying to say because he's literally the only person listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lucas is up his own ass about how you can't trust her, and Dustin's like, she has superpowers!
Right, Dustin's just like, she's a superhero.
So Mike's the only one listening at this point.
While this is happening, though, Hopper actually finds the portal to the Upside Down, like, simultaneously. I remember these scenes are kind of, like, spliced together.
Yeah, are they like layered on top of each other?
Yeah, like they're talking about it as Hopper is literally finding the gate.
Yeah.
Which that's something that they do a lot, I feel like, in the show in general, and like they'll be explaining something while something else is happening, and it kind of like ties together, or at least in this season.
I was gonna say that definitely happens through the show. Is this the first time that they did this?
It could be. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that in the first 4 episodes.
Talking about it before. If it did and we didn't talk about it, our bad.
Yeah.
But I guess it was more apparent in this episode because of what is being discovered. You know,
Yeah,
like he's discovering the portal to the Upside Down.
I see what you're saying, because we've been shown the portal, and we've been told about the Upside Down, and we've been told about this, like, mindscape, or shown that mindscape she can walk through.
Right.
And this is, like, her explaining it while he finds the portal is tying everything together visually.
Yeah. And maybe it is the first time that it's actually done, and I really like that. And I know that they do it, I don't necessarily I don't know that they do it more in this season, but I know that they do it in other seasons, and I always like that. I like that in, like, all shows in general, when, like, something is being talked about at the same time something is happening.
Right, because it's so easy to just narrate your way through a situation and be like, here is the exposition dump about what is happening in our story, but, like, driving it home with some kind of visual, somebody interacting with what's being talked about.
Yeah.
Like, it's necessary for good filmmaking, good TV, like, and when it's done subtly, you can tell. Like,
yeah.
Well, actually, no, you can't tell until after the fact, when you listen to some assholes talk about it online.
Right.
And then you realize how good it is. So, before we jump into anything else, because I don't want to get past this point.
Well, no, because I was going to make the Veil of Shadows thing.
Yep.
That's what I wanted you to bring up.
Yes. So, they mention offhandedly about the Veil of Shadows from D&D. And the Veil of Shadows, I literally wrote notes to myself, like, I look this up. I play D&D. I've run games, but it's all the newer stuff. It's not really the older stuff, so I did not know anything going in. So it's actually closer to something called the Shadow Rift, which can be crafted into whatever its master wants.
This is where our theory. Oh, are we gonna blow open our theory? We're gonna bring up our theory this early on?
So
I feel like we have to, because I'm making a big deal about it.
Yeah, now we have to. We literally don't have a choice. I can't edit all this out. So we will get into the theory, but first I want to say, like, the obvious version of this is that in season 4 we see Vecna finding the Upside Down. It's very formless, and then he kind of takes in the smoke monster. Yeah,
the mind flayer.
Excuse me. And from there, we're like, I think the assumption that the show wants us to make is that he crafted the world in the image he wanted from there. But we actually have another theory.
Because it goes along with a theory that's already out in, like, the community. In the community, because the Upside Down is stuck in 1983. Specifically, the day that Will went missing.
Yes. So our theory is that Will had a strong influence on the Upside Down when he was brought there. Right. We think it's possible that the Hawkins that we see in the Upside Down looks the way it does because Will was the first person, aside from one, to interact with the Upside Down.
Right.
So it more or less formed around him to the Hawkins that he knew, just a dark twisted version of it. So we think Will himself is maybe not as heavily connected to the Upside Down as Vecna is, but has some kind of influence over what it's become.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Dark and twisted from Vecna, Hawkins from Will.
Hawkins from Will, right. I mean, yeah, Vecna is going to have... Because even... He was such a negative energy person. Vecna won.
Murderer, yes.
Yeah.
Negative energy dude, that murderer.
So, like, he's not gonna be like, oh, how can I make this place like my home? He's just gonna be like, how can I use this to gain more power? Whereas Will is a 12-year-old boy who is stuck in this place that he has no idea what it is. He's lost. He's scared. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna think about home. And because he's thinking about home and he's thinking about Hawkins and what he knows, it kind of forms around his thoughts.
Yeah, we're thinking, like, in the moment that the Demogorgon takes him back to the Upside Down, Hawkins is born. Like, the Dark Hawkins.
Right.
So, like, Will wouldn't even know that he did this.
Right, no.
He was just brought there, opens his eyes, and it's like that. But, I mean, this is all just a theory.
Mhm.
We'll see if season 5 pans out in any way for that. It might not matter at all. It really might not. It just struck us as, you know, they use this idea of the Veil of Shadows, and it is a place that can be crafted, or it is based on the Shadow Rift, and the Shadow Rift can specifically be crafted in the way that its master wants it to be. And the way that they've used D&D through the show has been very directional.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually not a 1-for-1. Like, obviously, the Demogorgon in D&D and the Demogorgon in the show look nothing alike, but...
It's heavily influenced.
Exactly.
It is heavily influenced. And I have a note on this because I have seen a lot recently with the whole Eddie Cass theory. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
We couldn't get through an episode.
I'm sorry. But...
Hold on. This is the Eddie Munson Appreciation Corner. Go on.
It's not even, it doesn't even really have to do with that. It's just because the cast theory is so D&D heavy, a lot of people are arguing that, like, oh, the show is not, like, you know, it's not 1-for-1 D&D, they wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. But when you go all the way...
calling out some of our watchers here, huh?
I love you all. When you go back to the beginning... there is a lot of heavy D&D influence.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm a firm cast theory pusher because I have to be. But I don't think it's not... I think it's totally plausible.
I do too.
Given everything that has happened.
Yeah, I mean...
not even with what happened with him. I just mean in general with throughout the show with their D&D influence. I mean, this whole Veil of Shadows thing. It's literally the upside down.
Yeah.
You know? So, that's all I'm going to say on the fact. The show is very heavily D&D influenced, and if you don't think that, I strongly encourage you to go back and watch a couple of the older episodes because you'll see it.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I guess the for me the whole cast theory is like, why would they bother making demibats? I get it, bats are spooky. Sure, we'll call them bats, but like, I don't know. It seems too convenient. We're
just gonna have a whole Eddie episode one of these days.
Oh no, we're absolutely gonna. Like,
just gonna prepare you all for that.
Because that gets into a whole other theory that we have, but we'll talk about that at another time. The one with Dustin.
Oh, we have so many theories.
Well, that's why we're doing this. So anyway, let's get back to the episode. We digress. I love that the Byers dog hangs out in Castle Byers with Will.
Because dogs know. Dogs know. Dogs are smart, and they know when things are off, when things are weird. The dog at the trailer park in season 4 knew that something was up when Chrissy died. That's why it was barking. Like, wasn't
it barking again when Nerdy Kid was having his Vecna time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, it knows dogs are...
I think that's a trope at this point. Dogs understand.
Well, I mean, that's just, just in real life in general. I feel
True.
like dogs are, they know different people's energies and things like that. So it's just a nice little side note that they brought it into the show, even though the dog disappeared.
We'll watch season 2 and see if there's any mention of the dog.
Jonathan saw the Demogorgon in the picture.
Yes. Before we jump into that, there was a funeral scene, right?
No. Well, because I have Jonathan saw the Demogorgon, then the dog thing, and then the funeral.
Okay, you go.
No, I don't
have any notes on that. Go
Jonathan's, for it. All I put was Jonathan saw the Demogorgon in the picture. Because but he still hasn't... Okay, well, he still hasn't told his mother about this.
No.
Yet.
Not yet.
But I feel like in this episode, he's starting to, kind of believe his mom.
He is. I think we called him out for this earlier, like in an earlier episode, like, because we know eventually he figures it out, and we're like, why didn't he talk to his mom about it? We've watched ahead. So we're not going to sit around and, like...
Yeah.
Talk bad.
But yeah, and then everybody starts getting ready for a funeral for a person that half of the characters know
is alive.
Dustin
is very pleasant in that scene too, because he's like, "Hey, What do you think he'd say if we told him so-and-so was crying at his funeral? Dustin. But no, so the music in the funeral scene sounds like it could be taken directly from Silent Hill.
That's all you.
I loved that because I want to say I've read interviews with the Duffers where they talk about their influences behind the show, and there's some obvious stuff like, Twilight Zone and, 80s monster
80s
movies.
things, yeah.
But Silent Hill was something that they mentioned as like kind of an inspiration to them in the atmosphere of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you can totally feel that going back and forth from the Upside Down.
Yeah.
If you've never played a Silent Hill game and you like horror, play a Silent Hill game because they are gutturally terrifying in a way that most video games cannot be. And I feel like they really captured that atmosphere in the Upside Down in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just, little tangent.
There's a quote that I wrote down from a flashback with Will.
Mm-hmm.
When she is it when he's drawing pictures?
Yes,
like his mom,
I have the same thing.
Joyce is remembering him drawing pictures, and she's like, well, why do you need the fireballs or whatever?
Like, if Will the Wise is so wise,
why does he need fireballs? And his line is, sometimes the bad guys are smart too.
Mm-hmm.
And that just really, really struck me.
Yeah.
And I think why it did, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, is because all of the villains are so heavily involved in your mind.
Well, plus, it's an interesting note to have him say that in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because the villain in season 1 isn't smart. It's just an animal.
No, but the villain in season 4...
who's actually been in charge.
Incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Which again, would tie...
Mm-hmm.
It brings it back.
Took us 5 episodes to get
right?
here.
But it does. It ties it back to, okay, maybe Vecna is controlling everything. Like, you think the Demogorgon is the bad guy in season 1, but really he's just being controlled, or, he's gone rogue from this thing that...
No, I mean, if we're going to go all in here, we're going to say our theory is he's being controlled.
He's being controlled by Vecna, who is a bad guy, who is very smart.
Yes.
So, it's cool.
Same scene.
Mm-hmm.
Will the Wise, his go-to move is Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one thing that everything in the Upside Down is weak against?
Fire.
Which
goes back to the theory that
mm-hmm.
our theory now, that Will has had a significant influence on the Upside Down.
Because it's not just like, oh, one is, technically still human, so of course fire's going to hurt him. No, everything in the Upside Down is incredibly weak to fire.
Yep.
It's like one of the only ways they manage to kill anything from the Upside Down is by using fire.
They use it in literally every season, don't they? Every season, fire is used in one way or another. I'm having some trouble remembering
how they fight the Demodogs, but we'll get there.
No, don't.
I don't remember.
But I want to say fire is involved.
Probably.
The mall has a huge fire with the Mind Flayer, and then season 4, they, Nancy with her shot, and then with the Molotov cocktails,
and the sawed-off shotgun.
That's
great scene.
It's all, it's all tied. I'm starting to think. I'm having some moments that I'm starting to think the Duffers were actually knowing what they were doing.
We blew this wide open.
They were planning it. They knew it.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. So, I guess enough of our ramblings and our theories. We'll get back to the episode.
I mean, yeah, this is what we do.
Know.
You don't have to say, let's get back to the episode. This is the episode. If you like what you're hearing, great. If not, that's okay too. We're having a good time.
Yeah, I just don't know
Hopper goes home.
I just don't know how to segue.
Hopper goes home.
And he knows his shit. He wakes up to figure out they bugged his house.
Yeah, because he has no idea how he got home.
Yeah, he just wakes up, and instead of being like...
He just wakes up at home, and he's like, I'm home?
Yeah, which is, again, like, how incompetent is Hawkins Electric Company
They take him home.
They take him home. And they just drop him on the couch and put some pills and beer on the table. Like,
oh, you had a bender last night.
He'll think he was drunk. Sure. No, the dude wakes up and he breaks every light in the house and opens everything he can. He rips the place apart and he finds a bug because he's not an idiot. Because he managed to sneak his way into your facility. And you think you could just drop him on his couch with some booze and he'll just be like, oh, I must have been messed up last night. Like, come on, guys.
I dreamt that.
I dreamt all of that.
I dreamt I found a portal to another dimension.
These are the same people that murdered a man in cold blood because he gave a kid a burger.
A burger and fries. You gave her a burger.
You fed her.
He was literally going to give her to him.
Exactly. Like, yes, these people are so incompetent.
You know, I'm gonna say something. Everybody says justice for Barb. Justice for Benny, man.
Justice for Benny.
Justice for Benny.
Because they got away with that. I mean, yeah, Hop knows it was bull, but the rest of the town doesn't.
Nobody else knows. Anywho, get Team Jonathan and Nancy started this episode. They decide to team up to take down the Demogorgon.
Yes, because he shows her the picture, right? Or she asks to see the picture?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, she asked in the last episode.
Right. So what we were talking about earlier was them in the I want to call it the red room, but that's not what it's called.
It's a dark room.
Dark room. Thank you. It's been years since I've had to think about a dark. I haven't thought about a dark room since playing Resident Evil 2.
No, it's a dark room. But yeah, and they decide to take down the Demogorgon or at least find it. Because Nancy knows that it has something to do with Barb. Yeah.
So I have a note. Fried AV stuff.
Okay.
Ask Devin about this.
So Hawkins' lab comes to the school because in the previous episode Eleven and the Fantastic Four try to contact Will in the Upside Down because they're using the AV equipment because it had higher radio frequencies or whatever, so they were going to use that, and she fried the equipment. So obviously Hawkins' lab is going to be tipped off to it, and they come to investigate.
Yes.
That's all. There's no theory or anything involved with that.
Well, that's how they figure out the kids are involved.
But that's how they know that the kids are involved, because they start to kind of like follow them around.
Yeah. And then it cuts to the
actual name of the episode.
Oh, the Flea and the Acrobat.
The Flea and the Acrobat.
I was gonna say it cuts to the wake, and when I just said, they ask him about, they ask Mr. Clark about other dimensions, and he's like, "Do you guys really want to talk about this right now?" And Dustin's like, "We're in mourning." And those kids kept that show light. Like, they kept it light enough so that it wasn't overbearing. They really did.
Gaten Matazzaro is just perfect. I love Dustin so much.
He is the best character on the show. I mean, right now, at this point in season 1, Dustin is the best character.
But anyway, so explanation of the Flea and the Acrobat theory is basically he explains it as a tightrope, and how the Acrobat can only walk back and forth on the tightrope, but the Flea can go all the way around, and then the Acrobat can't unless there is
like a significant amount
of energy that would literally bust
a hole in reality.
In reality, which is what has happened.
Yes. Also, Mr. Clark knows his D&D because they're like the Veil of Shadows, and he's like, "Yeah, the land where blah 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 blah." And I was like, "That's cool. You're a cool adult because D&D First Edition was pretty new at this time. Yeah. So you're an adult checking out your D&D. Good one, Mr. Clark." But no, so that reminded me, we've got gravity, magnetic fields, and the environment that can all be affected by the opening of a gate. Mm-hmm. In the show, like through the seasons, we know magnetic fields have been affected because they have the issue with the compasses. That's how they find their way to gates. The environment's affected because you can see how things kind of wither and die around gates. I think that starts in season 2 with the dead pumpkins.
Yeah. There you go.
Gravity.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sharing things helped us with that.
It did.
It's the Sesame Street parody.
And it's fantastic. And we'll do an episode on that too. But yeah,
That
no,
was
that's Hop's Joyce moment. What's happening to my pumpkins? But we haven't seen gravity be affected, and that's going to be interesting.
No, I was gonna say the only way we have is when you're getting Vecna'd, but he's lifting you up. That's not really affecting gravity.
Oh no, that's not
general.
Gravity. That's him using his powers.
Him.
Yeah,
right. So yeah, we haven't seen gravity. So maybe season 5
we've got these giant gates open.
Yeah,
we're gonna see some crazy gravity stuff.
I think we're gonna see some crazy stuff in general.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see some gravity affected, since those are like.
I mean, it would make sense.
They made a big deal about that.
Yeah.
With this episode and this, so.
I mean, they don't have to follow up on that. It's not necessary, but
No,
I think
it would be
look
cool
visually. Yeah, that would kick ass.
It would be cool, and it would also help tie,
the physics
seasons together
yeah.
and their, the theories and things that they've come up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
I think so too. Oh, this is also when more people start going missing in Hawkins.
Right. They talk about what is it? It was like 2 guys.
I think somebody reached out to the cops because their husband disappeared.
Yeah, and he was around Mirkwood, right?
Yes,
Isn't that where it was? Which is where
yep.
Will went missing. And then state officers, I put air quotes, you can't see that. State officers found Bob. Oh my God.
Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. No Bob yet. We'll get to Bob.
Found Barb's car.
Stadies keep doing our job for us.
Stadies keep doing the job. It's all Hawkins' lab because it's all trying to cover everything up.
Yeah, and they say Stadies are doing our job, and you get that Hop look where he's like, "Oh,
he knows.
No, I'm right.
He knows."
Yeah.
Then they go. We're back to the Fantastic Four, and is this when? Yeah, she's lying about the gate to protect them.
Before that, Dustin figures out the compasses.
Right. It's his tone, right?
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down.
Dustin with his compasses, that kid is cocky.
He's so arrogant about it.
He is incredibly arrogant, and he's always right.
So arrogant about it. It's fantastic. So this is before she's messing with the compasses.
Yes.
This is when they're planning
they're making the plan, and they figure it out. Like Dustin tells them about the compasses.
And it'll be affected by
do
like
any
magnets.
of you know how compasses work?
Right, it'll be affected by the magnets.
Slow your roll, Dustin. Chill for a bit.
They're all like your friends are all really smart too.
Yeah, man. Come on.
But this is a Dustin appreciation space, so
yeah. So everybody else get on board.
He can do whatever he wants because he's perfect. This is where you get the bat that eventually is going to have nails in it.
Nancy's bat. That becomes Steve's bat.
That becomes Steve's bat. Doesn't have nails in it yet, but it's gonna.
The bat went from Nancy to Steve, and then Steve carries it with him through the seasons, at least for a while.
Yeah, just chilling in the back of his car. I really wanted it to be. I really wanted it to be in his trunk in season 4.
So did I.
And it wasn't.
It should have been.
It could have been. It could have been. He never actually opened the trunk. He just yelled at Dustin for wiping his feet in his car.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll see what happens. Maybe in season 5 we'll get the Tarantino shot where they open the trunk and he just pulls out the nail bat.
It would
like
be. It would be a great callback.
That last hit on Vecna comes from the nail bat.
It would be a great callback.
That's an improvised weapon. You get to roll d6.
But
anyway.
With Steve I put that Steve is turning into Steve.
Yeah, because he's talking to Nancy.
Right, and she's blowing him off because she has plans with Jonathan to, try to hunt and fight the Demogorgon. But he's cool with it. Like she tells him that, she's been she wants to be there for Mike because of Will and blah blah blah, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. Like
he also brings up Barb. He apologizes, and he does care what's going on with Barb because he knows it matters. It matters
to Nancy. So this is when you start to see some shreds of the Steve that we know and love today.
Yeah,
but I also agree.
He gets there by the end of the season.
But I agree with you. A lot of it is him acting that way to be cool, not necessarily how he actually is.
It comes across very much that he's being a jerk to not impress, but to stay with his friends.
'Cause I don't know who told.
He just fell in with a bad crowd.
I was just gonna say, but I don't know who told Steve that Carol and Tommy H were cool. Cause no,
Nah.
no.
So I've got a bunch of notes on Nancy and Jonathan here. Like, Jonathan always wanted to go to NYU, which to me pushes my thinking more into like, forget Jonathan, Nancy, move on. Like, he's still lying to you. He just lost all motivation in season 4 and like changed as a character so fundamentally. I know we already talked about this. I'm not going to hold us up.
It's not his fault.
No, it's the writing.
It's the writing.
But
because
yeah.
I'm team Jonathan and Nancy, and
Just
I talked about
me.
that last episode. I'm not going to get into it anymore. It's an unpopular opinion, but whatever. But Nancy with the shot from day one, because she fires one shot and knocks over the can immediately.
Yep. They have that whole conversation about like, hey, you know, my parents never loved each other, you know, it was convenient. And I think she thinks she's pulling away from Steve because she doesn't want to have that kind of relationship. But season 4 makes it clear that that's not what would happen. Steve's in love with her, and he loves her for who she is. And you know what? I'm probably going to talk about this a lot later on, and it'll just muddy the water of what's going on in this episode. So keep it to myself for now.
All right. We see the deprivation chamber for the first time. 11 has a flashback. And she's just like, she has the flashback while they're going to the gate, right? Or while they're trying to go to the gate.
I think this is when she decides to start messing with the
compasses.
compasses.
Because she's genuinely afraid for her friends getting hurt by the bad people.
Yeah.
The ones that she thinks, she knows that they're out to get her. And she doesn't want her new friends, the only people who have shown her kindness,
that don't have a bullet in their head.
You know, she doesn't want them to get hurt.
Oh, I also wrote down, like, they show you how he interacted with her, and it's really insidious.
It's
like,
so creepy, too.
He always asks permission from the kids before running his tests, which is incredibly manipulative.
Right, because they're not going to say no.
He gives them the illusion that they have any choice in the matter, and it makes them more compliant. Mm-hmm. Like, he's clearly just twisting their will.
He makes them call him Papa. Like, how skeezy is that? That's so... Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cool.
Like, it's... Yeah. All of it is incredibly insidious, and I forgot how... You know, in season 4 we see...
twisted he is?
Yeah, like in season 4 we see it from, you know, the flashbacks with all of the kids. And I didn't remember how, even back in season 1, we were kind of seeing just how disgusting the guy was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's just not cool.
Yeah.
Hopper thinks the buyers have been bugged as well.
Oh my god, that was great. He walks into the house and sees all the lights.
It's covered in Christmas lights.
And just the look on his face, like, oh my god, do I really... Oh,
have to check all of these.
I have so many lights to check.
But, going with that, he knows that Joyce is right. So finally, Joyce gets, you know, somebody to listen. Validation, right. Somebody to listen to her. Somebody who knows that she is not insane.
It's a big moment. Yeah. Like, finally someone else is telling her, you're not crazy, something is going on.
Mm-hmm. Which is
and the
nice.
fact that it's Hopper,
right,
is a big deal.
You know, I've been a Joyce advocate from the start, so it's nice to see somebody kind of be like, you're not insane. Again,
another incredibly active moment from Winona Ryder, just because the relief.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Now 11 messing with the compasses.
Well, I think she was up to this point. They figured out that she was doing it. So, and like they get into their big fight. Lucas calls Elle a monster in season 1. Yeah. So, like, I think her doubts about that stem all the way back to opening the first portal.
I have that too. I put 11 thinks she's a monster because she was called one. She has never been called a monster before until that moment. So she I feel like she always thought that, like, she wasn't good because of her powers, but she never thought that she was that bad until somebody her own age said it to her.
Well, I think she was feeling that way. Well, yeah, you just said this. She was feeling that way about what she did in opening the portal, but she didn't have the words for it until Lucas called her a monster.
Lucas called her a monster, so she believed it.
Yeah, she internalized that.
Mm-hmm.
I think then we get the scene where we actually see her meet the Demogorgon in the Mindscape.
Yeah, when she's trying to find the Russians.
And here's the thing. Again, I think this is something that can tie back to season 4 or tie up to season 4.
Tie them together.
Because 11 heard the Demogorgon. She heard it making noises.
Mm-hmm.
Which, why would she if she was, in the Mindscape over by this, in Russia, essentially?
But she was, because we do see her in this whole scene. We do see her talk, like, hearing the Russian guy talking.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's in the Mindscape of this Russian dude halfway across the world, but she hears the Demogorgon.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that says this thing reached out to her.
Yeah.
Or if it didn't reach out to her, something else put it in her head.
Right. And
who else could do that?
Who could it have been? Who else has that?
Who else but Vecna?
Yeah, he's the only one that has that same kind of power that she does.
Exactly. There's no reason for her to have been interrupted by the Demogorgon, unless someone wanted her to hear that,
right,
and to reach out to it,
right, and then that tips off
Brenner.
Papa to know.
I'm not calling him that. He's Brenner.
Well, it tips off Brenner to know that one is out there.
Yes.
So maybe his, whole thing with her initially was to contact the Russians, but
that's whatever military contract he had. He still had to do that.
So he, that was his thing from the start. But then once he finds out, once the Demogorgon reaches out to her, and that tips him, that has to tip him off. So I feel like that's...
we found what I actually wanted to find.
I feel like that's when the switch happens, and it's no longer about the Russians, and it's about finding one.
Yeah. So I'm a slightly different mindset. I think it's always been about one, and that the whole Russians thing is just like how he keeps the contract, like he keeps his facility. You know what I mean?
It could be that too.
Yeah. But this is definitely...
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong, or that you're wrong and I'm right. It's just what I...
Yeah, that's how you interpreted it.
How I interpreted it.
So, I think the rest of my notes are just from the very end of the episode where we finally see...
the tree portal.
Yeah. So, how did a smaller gate open in the woods when 11 made the big gate in the lab? And why is it able to close itself and open itself whenever it needs to? Because
none of the other gates can do that, right? Have done that.
I don't know.
Well, actually, we don't really see any other gates until 4.
Right. Well, is that true?
No, that's false.
No.
I lied.
No.
But I don't think any of them have ever closed themselves.
I don't know.
Have they? I don't know.
I think at the end of the season, don't we get that scene where 11 is missing and Hopper puts the toast, the waffle in the box, and then it disappears, and he knows that Elle ate it.
Yeah.
But that, I feel like that whole thing.
I don't think that's a gate, because she's not in the Upside Down.
I think we need to watch that scene again.
We're gonna need to,
because
we're gonna need to watch the end of the season.
I want to say that was supposed to be this big oh, look at that moment, maybe she is out there, but it all happens instantaneously. He closes the box and then he opens it and it's gone, so it's supposed to imply that she took it somehow.
Yeah.
But they never follow up on that.
She can't go. She's, as far as I know, she doesn't have to turn invisible.
No.
So.
She had a lot of powers in season 1 we didn't know about. But I think that goes nowhere, and along with all of these gates that can open and close themselves. I think these things end in season 1 and we don't see them again.
Right, because they don't open and close themselves in season 4. They literally have to be broken open.
I think there's a possibility that this whole rule about how to open and close gates might not really apply to seasons 1 and 2, and that it's something that happens for season 3, and the Duffers ran with that into season 4.
I mean, that's possible.
Just kind of hoping we'd forget.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the season 1 Demogorgon was smarter, I think, than any of the others that we see.
Yeah.
Because we see the deer messed up, and instead of just mindlessly attacking Nancy and Jonathan like any other Demogorgon would do, it like takes the deer and like goes back to the upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a question of, is this intentional, or did they just need this monster to be dumber in the future seasons?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're dealing with Demodogs in season 2.
Is there no Demogorgons in season 2?
I don't think there is. I don't think we see the Demogorgon again until season 4.
Oh, yeah, you may be right. Yeah.
Because there could be. I don't remember. The main focus, I think, was the
was totally the dogs. Yeah.
And then season 3, there are no. I don't believe there's any kind of Demogorgon anythings, because it's all.
No, not until the very end.
All with, the Mind Flayer affecting Billy, and then making the army of the Flayed, and then. I mean, we know what we're dealing with. There's the one that the Russians are keeping in season 4, or the one that they're using to
create others. I've been kind of taking over. Anything?
I just have it was a hive mind from the start. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, because when Nancy's in the upside down, she sees the Demogorgon and tries to back away from it.
And she steps on something, and
she steps on a vine.
Yep, there you go.
And the Demogorgon freaks out and turns around, and it knows she's there. Mm-hmm. And the vine didn't make any noise, so yeah, it's a hive mind from the beginning. And then that's when the portal closes. Mm-hmm. Because when that happens, she tries to run out, and there's nowhere for her to go. Yep. Super anticlimactic though, because they make you think she's going to be stuck there, and then the beginning of the next episode,
Jonathan helps find it, because they can.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they can hear.
They can hear each other.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was something that they kind of got rid of, but they didn't, because Will and Joyce could hear Will. Mm-hmm. Jonathan could hear Nancy, and vice versa, and then you'll go all the way to season 4, and Steve can hear Dustin.
Why did Will need to use a phone? If Joyce could have heard him,
he didn't. I don't think he knew.
But they just yell at each other, and they can hear.
He's a kid. He's a little kid. What does he think?
Exactly, he's a little kid. You think he didn't yell, "Mom, Mom, Mom"?
Well, no, he's a little kid. He probably think, I'm at home. I'll call my mom on the phone.
No, I get that, but you think at some point he would have so he can hear her in the house. That's why he's hanging out there, because he can hear his mom.
Yeah.
And he never thinks to yell something back. There's no way. Again, this is they're finding the show as they go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think we actually found a lot in this episode. A lot of points in the giant whiteboard for, was this planned? Was it not planned? We get to put 4 or 5 checks in.
I feel like we're that meme, that Charlie Day meme.
Yeah.
With all the stuff and all the strings connected. Sunny. Yeah. That, I feel like that's us.
That's the whole podcast. That's what we're doing here. That's what this is all about, baby.
That's behind us. You can't see it, but we have one of those things behind us right now.
We do.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else on this episode, but this was a beefy boy. Yeah,
this was a big one for trying to tie the series together as a whole, honestly. I don't know that we're going to have much of that moving forward. We'll see what happens.
Well,
don't get ahead.
I can refer.
We got a whole nother episode to film.
We have a whole 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, but one of them is ready to go, so.
2 of them are ready to go. We have ready episodes 6 and 7 we have notes for.
They don't know that.
Sorry, I let you in on our craft secrets.
Our craft secrets. I love it. So, you want to sign us out, hun?
So, this has been Devin Grubb.
And Zach Grubb.
For the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. Dusty Buns gets it done. Peace.
We will see you guys next week.